What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another video for you guys. Now, today we're talking about Cardi B. So Cardi B recently did an interview with Angie Martinez, and she talked about relationships and, kind of touched on, her thoughts on relationships, because Angie asked her, where is she going from here? Where is she when it comes to relationships? And I want to play what she had to say. I want you guys to hear what she had to say, and I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So definitely chime in. Let me know what you think. And also make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content, share and like the video, and turn on that notification bell. All right, let's get into it. Here we go.
What about love? Where are you with love? Like, what are your belief systems about love? Has it changed? Are you still like, I feel like you're a little mushy because you talk about your little morning calls and stuff like that. But I don't know, do you have any thoughts about it? Do you believe in it? Do you need it still so much in your life? Some women say, like, I'll be good either way. Some are like, I need a partner.
I believe in it, but I do understand why you got that aunt that is like, you're like in your 50s and you're like
smart and dope,
and you're pretty and you're 60 and you're good. Like, why don't you have a man? Why I never seen you with a man? And it's like, now I know why. Now I know why. It will drive you crazy. The beginning stages, the mind game, the checks, because everybody got different checks. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like, some women be like, okay, I need a man to do this, I need a man to do that, I need a man to have a job, and I need a man that be at home at a certain time, and I need a man that calls me this amount of time.
Right.
Like, everybody have different
checklists.
Checklists.
Yeah.
So I really understand, like, that mind game is really a mind game thing. That mind game is like, some women, I can see why they be like, I can't deal with this mind game. I cannot deal with it. Or some men will traumatize a woman so much that they be like, I just don't ever want to do it again. And I'm fine with that.
But what mind game is it? It's only a game if you're playing it. Why is it so difficult for people to ask questions and state up front what it is that you want and be okay with it? I think the mind games come when you're dealing with people who are not serious. This is why you have to vet people for the right reasons. I distinctively remember a video of Cardi B saying there was another guy that was interested in her. She said he was a really nice guy, but he wasn't really her type. Offset was more her type. That guy wasn't her type, but she went after him, and probably knowing certain things about him or knew him for a certain reputation, but because that's her type and that's what she like in a man, you go for that physical aspect of it, and you miss everything else. This is like women complaining about getting with a cheater, a man who has multiple baby mamas, and he's never committed to any woman, and because he's your type, you go after him, get with him, and then you expect him to commit to you all of a sudden because you're going to be so different. Then you give him babies, and then he still don't do what you want him to do, even though he doesn't have a history of that. Somehow, every woman thinks that they have the vagina or the whatever it is to change these men into being monogamous men committed only to them. And these men have never been that way, and you can't make them change. Once again, I say, in general, women just think that they can change a man and make him into what they need him to be. And when they can't, they're frustrated. He's always been who he is until he's ready to change. But when the relationships fail, they never say, you know what, I was wrong. I knew he had a reputation, or I knew he was this, and I picked him anyway because he's my type and I made the wrong decision. You rarely hear women say that. They always blame it strictly on the men, but they keep bouncing from relationship to relationship to relationship, still making it seem as if the men are all the problems and they had no negative input in the relationship. I find that to be very strange, but let's continue.
If you ever see a woman that she don't got a man, don't be judging her like, it's like, well, why you don't have a man? Is it because you can't keep a man? Is it because this and that? No, some women just don't really want to deal with these. I don't understand. She just want to protect her peace. Like, I love and I believe in love, and I believe in marriage, and I believe in family, and I believe in union. But I also do understand why other women, like, it's just like, I'm not doing this again. I understand it, and that's why I will not even judge them. Like, don't judge me neither, though. But I won't judge you either, because I understand why when you want to do it. I feel like some women just be like, you know what, I'd rather be alone. I don't talk about it. I could die.
Because the knockdown for a lot of women is really hard.
Yes.
When you get knocked down, some people don't want to get back up. What will you teach your sons about that? About how to treat a woman, or what will you teach your sons about relationships? There's one thing you tell your daughter, watch out for this, watch out for this, but raising boys is different. Like, what will you teach your boys about being a good man in that way? Do you know what you're having yet, by the way? You don't know. You haven't said, you do know. Okay, you have to.
I did know, but
saving that for another date.
Well, I know the hard things that I want to tell him.
Okay,
like, one thing is, like, let me tell you something, boy. If a slightly say no, is no. You ain't gonna bring no problems in my house. You ain't gonna bring no little bit that you did no funny shit. Second, you don't own a body. So if you get a knocked up and she say no is no, and it's like, don't think that I'm gonna be helping you. Cause I ain't. You better get a job. You ain't bringing nobody to live in my house.
Are you having these conversations? You're not having these conversations anytime soon, right?
You gotta prepare yourself.
Okay, just for clarity. Yes, got it.
I'm a Libra.
I got it. You're thinking of the future, the conversation.
I'm thinking of the
What is the father teaching the sons? Like, Lord Jesus. What are that's how you, I mean, is that how you talking to your sons? Like, come on. You bring so he gonna address women as bitches. That was a bit cringe to me. I'm just saying. Like, what is the father? How is the father going to teach his sons about being men and productive men in society and how to respect women and treat women and things of that nature? If that's how y'all gonna talk, you know, to each his own. Everybody have the right to do what they want to do. But I'm just like, first off, you're gonna bring up, that's how you say a bitch and this and you better not and this and that. It's like, oh wow. I just said wow. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let's continue.
I understand. Just wanted to clarify that case so anybody was
so those are the things that is like, all right, first and foremost.
Yes. But also like, you know, have integrity. I mean, when I'm thinking about the thing, it's like, say what you mean what you say. You know, you don't. If you ain't ready, that's okay. You ain't ready.
Yes, if you ain't ready, you gotta let a girl know that, baby, this ain't that. Because if you play with a girl's heart, to some guys, playing with a girl's heart is like, it's not a big deal. Yeah. But it's the karma that comes to you. So if you're having a bad day at your job, if you're having a bad day, like it's like, damn, my luck has been bad. It's because you probably put a girl through some tears. So don't play mind games, because karma.
But it's really about parenting. You know, it's about having strong mothers and fathers to parent your children and teach them right from wrong. But if you aren't setting the examples for your children, then they may just follow your footsteps. So if we don't have stable fathers and stable mothers who are able to teach their children and lead them in the right direction, then they're going to follow what you follow. So maybe her advice would be relevant to what she tell her children based off of her experiences and the life that she's living with their father. And like I said, people could do whatever they want, but I'm just like, listen, this is why you have to get yourself together so that you can be best for your children and teach them things better than what you had. You know what I mean? Or what you've learned. Let's continue.
Some men, they don't think that. They don't think they get bad karma when you hurt somebody's heart.
Oh, that's good. People should hear that. You may have to say it again.
Yes. Like,
you know, Charlemagne says that. He says because he cheated on his wife and he was a cheater for a long time, and he stopped. He knows the date at the last time, and he changed his life. And he said his life has changed so much more positive. He's had so many more blessings since he became a good husband.
Yes.
Like the second that you become a good person to your wife flourishes.
Yes, because it's like you're hurting somebody, and I don't think people understand how bad is that pain when you hurt somebody that loves you. And it might not be your wife, it just might be a girl that you probably was playing mind games with, and you made them feel like you love them, and it's like you ripped that love from them, and it's like God will make you pay for that. So don't bring that bad karma into you, boy.
You know, I hear what she's saying, but I just think, you know, it's more than just karma. It's about being taught the morals and values and having respect. You know what I'm saying? And I think women and men, you know, learn these things. Men learn how to treat women based on how they were taught. You know, if you were raised in a hoish environment, you see certain things, you could tend to emulate that and don't know. And if you weren't taught how to respect women or anything about women, you don't know. You either have to learn on your own or just, you know, figure it out yourself. And a lot of times you make mistakes doing that. The same thing with women. A lot of these women aren't taught to love themselves and respect themselves. They think this whole culture, because that's what they've seen growing up, is the way to go about it. And then on top, and then you haven't learned anything more. And then you bring children into the world, and then you basically teach them the same things because you don't know any better. You can't teach other people something that you don't know. You know, I could say more, but once again, I don't like to question people's parenting and things like that. But based off what you see and what you hear, you can form your own opinion about certain things. And I just think, when it comes to relationships and things of that nature, I think more women need to start being accountable for their part in the relationship. Yeah, men play games, but women do too. And you can't hold the man accountable and excuse yourself of your poor behavior. If you weren't raised how to be a wife or, you know, to a man, then that means you're going to make mistakes. The same way he wasn't raised probably to know how to be the perfect husband or the best husband he could be to a woman. So he's going to make mistakes. But if you guys work on it and y'all work on your issues together, you can get through it. But if you're not trying to work on it, and if you pick a certain guy for one reason or another, and he don't have the other qualities that you wanted and that's not his intentions, then you have to hold yourself accountable for picking that guy, for creating a life with that guy that you knew had some deficits that you weren't really privy to, but then you just accepted him anyway because you liked him enough and you thought maybe he would change after y'all have kids, after this or whatever, that he's gonna all of a sudden become more faithful, or he gonna do this and he doesn't do it. You can't get mad. We gotta do better. You gotta vet the guys. Don't pick the guy because he's so fine and you want to screw him. Pick him because he has qualities that will be conducive to a healthy relationship. Somebody who wants children and wants to be there with his family and respects his wife and want to be with his wife and only his wife. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is, you're supposed to establish that early on in the relationship. That way you can determine and he can determine, hey, is this the person I want to be with or not? Am I okay with their actions? And if you are, okay, let's proceed. But if you're not, then maybe you shouldn't. So listen, I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on this particular video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.